I'm done.
Here, I'll put
All
a
right,
dog.
Holy shit.
Might be live.
Might be.
Woof, I hope we were live for
That's
that.
the first thing they heard.
Dribbles.
Yeah.
Before we start, I just want to throw out there to everybody that somebody made on Hero Forge and posted it in the community, the Black Knight from Monty Python, and it is everything I could have wanted and nothing more, namely his arms and legs.
Hello, Internet. Jesus. Oh, it's been a bit of a day, so we're all a little loopy. But welcome to tonight's episode of Dungeons and Dragons. When last we left,
I've got an echo.
is it? Do you have the Twitch
do I have
stream
an
up
echo
at the same
of?
time?
No.
Because I definitely do.
I don't have
In
an
which
echo.
case, I have
I
a
don't-
weird
I don't have an
delayed
echo.
echo.
Is it me?
Is it
Am
me?
I the
Am
problem?
I the problem?
Yeah.
Am I the drama?
Hello.
Am I the drama?
Hello.
I'm not the drama.
What even is drama? And then they're like,
Drama.
yeah, that's the friend. Anybody who's like, I am not drama, that's the
I'm
friend
not
with the drama.
Mhm.
I'm not dramatic at all. Rest of you are dramatic around me.
Anyway.
Anywho. When last we left off, first off, let's welcome our dearest friend Brian back to the table. We missed you very dearly.
Welcome back,
Yes,
Brian. I did the
guys.
best I could.
Yeah.
Oh man, I
Um,
sure hope everything's okay.
That's
Yep.
almost exactly what I said.
Sure.
You rolled a lot of natural 20s in your absence.
You did,
Yeah,
actually.
you were really
Yeah.
badass, actually.
Yeah, you kicked a lot of ass.
That's
Like-
awesome.
You went
You should
from
have
like
abandoned us more often.
you went from like awkward Scorpion to like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, Scorpion.
Yeah.
Scorpion
Yeah.
As
King.
long, as long as I didn't do anything
Yeah.
illegal, that's all that matters.
Definitely
I mean,
not.
the laws
Murder
will
cat?
change in every country you visit.
You're on the open road. I mean, what
Yeah.
is legal and illegal?
What are we?
D&D.
What is this, like international roadways
Yeah.
instead of international waters?
So, when last we left off, and I'll be a little bit more detailed with this recap for the benefit of Brian, you all had continued your journey southward towards
That poor cat. Oh my god.
Our cat's like, save me. Actually, she was
Get me
shaking.
the
She was
hell
shaking. So it
outta
was, save me.
Yeah.
Obviously, Cujo is not the only one who's been drinking.
Oh
Damn.
my god.
Oh my god.
Anyway, you guys continued southward towards Orencleft after Faraday had made a decision and had abandoned her pact with Novus and started a new one with an old friend named Mako. The party continued on their journey and unfortunately had come upon an ambush shortly after one of the wheels on the cart had been severely damaged. Possibly beyond repair, but we'll see how your rolls are. As you were surveying the damage in the surrounding area, you came upon 3 seemingly traveling bards who offered to assist in any way that they could. These 3 bards continued conversation until a group of pixies had emerged from the woods around you and began assaulting you and your party. In the moment the assault began, the 3 bards removed their disguises, and you saw the 3 hags from Kymel just a few days prior. A very intense and very fun combat ensued, but in addition to fighting the hags and the pixies, it seemed that there was somebody else that was seemingly under control of these 3 witches. A human male with a glowing golden arm holding a sword. This combat continued until, well, a couple things happened. First off, Thurston, using his mighty strength as a sorcerer, managed to remove the little green slug that had been attached to just behind his ear, seemingly waking him up from whatever mind control had been placed upon him. At the same time, one had also been removed from one of the hags. And then a fireball went off, killing one of them. And then the giant scorpion, aka our dear friend Cedo, I believe grabbed the last remaining witch, and with a natural 20 stinger, she dead. She's 100% dead. The three witches having been dealt with, and the pixies, whatever was left of them, having retreated, you were left with this stranger on the ground before you, who, if I recall, had stated, "Ow, where am I?" And that's where we left off.
Oh, and his arm disappeared.
His arm, yes, the glowing golden arm disappeared. Cedo, just to give you a little bit of a description, this man has medium length blonde hair, big blonde beard, not too dissimilar from our dear friend Dustin.
Cujo and I both posted pictures of this guy in the iCast message as well, so you can reference that too.
As he is laying before you, the gleaming golden arm holding the sword had since faded from view, and you just see where, very clearly, some of his arm had been removed from some previous encounter. But I believe Cedo is still in his giant scorpion form, and everybody, you kind of tense for a moment, almost expecting something else to come out of the woodwork, but the only thing that greets you is the sound of the breeze rustling through the trees. What do you do?
I take a guarded step forward and ask the now one-armed man, who are you?
Give me a second. It's a little foggy. You see, he with his good arm, he kind of reaches up and grabs at his forehead and sort of massages his temple. My name is Landon Silverpine. And it's been a hell of a time, and I have no clue where I am. You see, he focuses in. We were in Enkel's castle in the mountains, and something happened. There was some explosion. I don't know what, but I'm pretty sure I lost consciousness afterwards.
History check on that name.
Go ahead.
You don't remember Fae or elves at all?
It's really foggy right now. I apologize. If I had the information, trust me, I would share.
I imagine I would not know anything with an 8.
With an 8, yeah, the name does not ring any bells.
And Enkel, you said? I'm not familiar with that person.
He was a lich of some minor variety, causing problems for us in our group. Wait, what? Where am I?
Peek my head up real quick. I'm on the other side of the carriage.
I think you're still invisible too, so you just see like bushes separate.
Yeah, and a voice, because she's excited. She got excited hearing the name. Because that it was like, wait, what? Huh? I know that name. Sorry.
Mm.
Yeah. Enkill?
He's like looking around. Who's talking?
Oh shit! Sorry. It
Oh.
kind of air ripples. Mirage
Just your
gone.
image shifts back into view.
Yeah, light unfolds. It's all good. Sorry. Don't always think about that when it's up. Enkill.
Yeah.
Lich. Nasty.
Yeah, very.
Was
You recognize that name?
well, yeah, don't you?
I don't recall this. I don't recall.
Gilmore spoke of him.
Dermot's eyes kind of go wide.
Mhm.
Oh, that
Oh.
guy.
You guys know Gilmore. That's pretty cool. Where am I though?
Okay. It's been a while since your Enkill was around. I think you might have been a bit unconscious for a bit.
It
Maybe-
feels like it.
Yeah, or otherwise undisposed. It's been a few years, it seems like. So you're
Wonderful.
in on a place called Exandria. This is Taldore, the continent. And I don't know how you got here, but you're not the only one. So maybe that explosion, I don't know, like, you through?
I'm sorry. What? Where am I?
You're not on the planet you were on before.
That makes you from Bivin, right? Bivin?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. This isn't Bivin.
And he looks to the giant scorpion. So that's not a Nukshuk?
Who's a
Who the
Nakshak?
fuck is a Nukshuk?
What's in a nutchuck?
How is it a Nukshuk?
I just start making incoherent scorpion noises and
Are you
chitters. Like,
That's Sito.
I mean, so he says. Maybe it is a Nukshuk.
That's not the name we know him by.
So Nukshuk, little guy, likes to make flowers for people.
No.
Little guy, little gnome,
No.
way
No,
too
not
friendly.
even.
Like, even by my standards.
I wouldn't. Well, I guess a Nukshuk's friend. I'm sorry, Exandria?
Uh-huh.
Right. Cool.
Ceto, Exandria.
Think of it as like almost stepping into a mirror, and you're in a place that's kind of similar, but not the same.
Okay.
can I roll a just a simple, I don't know, perception check to see if there's any like bushes or anything around me?
I mean, you are basically on like a trail through the forest, so I'll just give it to you. Yeah, there are a
thank
couple
God.
bushes and large rocks and all that around you.
Okay, perfect. All right, I pull an entire whatever bush is flowering right now out with my giant claw and start handing it to the Landon.
We missed you, buddy.
Oh, he says hello.
Okay.
That's just a thing
So-
he does. It's kind of to scale.
So you guys are okay. Thank you for the
I
bush.
keep pushing it to
Thank you
him
for the bush.
until he tries to take.
Okay.
Take it. I got this for you.
Happy chitter noises.
It's like a kid who's like, you have a peanut, and they're like, okay,
And you're
I'm
shoving
good.
it in your mouth.
Okay. So you guys know about Bivin?
Technically, we've been
no.
there
Briefly.
once.
little
Only
bit.
for a few seconds that one time.
Yeah, and that was not on purpose.
Okay. Okay. How would I get back?
Well, there are portals, I guess you would call them.
We haven't ever really found like a stable one.
No.
We've
Yeah.
only gone there like almost by accident through teleportation circles.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in theory, I guess if you tried to teleport, it's probably a pretty good chance at this point that you'd end up there. But you could also probably just end up like in the void between worlds, and that would suck. So,
Also, I don't know how long since you've been in Bivin, but it seemed like kind of a shithole when we went there.
Yeah, you may not want to go back based on what we saw.
Not really an option, but tell me what you saw.
well, we didn't see much.
Everything
Oh,
was, if I
yeah.
remember correctly, everything was
Destroyed.
dark and gray and destroyed. And was it
There's like an-
whites? Zombies?
There were red eyes. Creatures with red eyes that kind of swarmed. Before we.
They appeared to be and acted similar to like undead. And they were absolutely everywhere.
Also, the undead lich god that's over there now too.
Is it Enkel?
No.
No.
So there's another one?
Yeah, though this one, I guess, in theory, is technically ours. I don't really want
Yeah.
to claim that. I mean, it feels weird, but
Not that
Don't
we're
still
taking
really play by the
responsibility.
rules of that,
yeah.
do they? So there's no ownership.
Yeah, I mean, he started here and kind of migrated.
He's trying to come back, though.
Yeah, he's most widely referred to around here as the Whispered One.
It does ring a bell.
Fancies himself a god.
I think probably
I'm
right
really
around.
tired of that shit.
I have a feeling the time
Aren't we
right
all?
around when you went unconscious or whatever happened. That might have been during the transition.
Cujo, throughout this, through the course of this conversation, can I roll insight just to get like a read on this dude?
Sure.
Like, is he legit? Is he blowing smoke?
Sure. Go ahead and roll insight.
While they're talking, can I look for the worm?
Yeah. Go ahead and make
Uh,
me an investigation check. I'll say with advantage because within just like a couple of minutes you had seen it be ripped off. So
Are the hag's bodies still around?
yes, they are.
I'm gonna
Definitely
search those.
search those.
Mhm.
21 for my insight.
With a 21 insight, you definitely gather that this dude is not feeding you bullshit.
Okay.
But something else catches your attention as you're sort of studying him. And it's purely based off of instances you yourself, your party has encountered with strangers from Bivin. Typically, when they arrive,
They don't know who they are. They don't know who they're supposed to
Exactly.
be. This guy knows who he's supposed to be.
exactly. Now, Faraday, what did you get on your
24.
with a 24? You do see, almost looking like a best description I can give, a small greasy caterpillar is like slowly trying to slither away from the scene, almost intelligently trying to hide under leaves and bushes and things, but you easily spot it out against the grass.
I'm gonna take one of the vials from like the herbs that I bought the other day, and I'm gonna scoop them up
Mm.
and pop cork in that,
Sounds good.
and just kind of
Are you gonna-
take a look at them.
Are you gonna give him a stick and a couple of leaves?
Oh, I might give them a shake though.
Mm.
And
Caterpillar, why are you
sleeping?
sleeping?
Oh.
I do a little bit one of these. Not hard enough to like.
like a chocolate shake.
Yeah, like a chocolate shake. Yes. We missed you.
Missed you,
I missed you
Brian.
guys. I missed you guys too.
Yeah, not enough to like maim it, but like just enough to like just a little bit of a.
Okay.
Still alive?
It squirms as
Oh.
it's in the vial.
Oh God.
And Cadriel, go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
An 18.
All right. Give me a moment because to those watching, unfortunately, DM Prep was kind of thrown for a loop today. So there's going to be some decisions on the fly tonight, but it'll
Listen,
be fine.
we are
Winging it.
half-assing. We are winging this week because we're all prepping for
Yeah.
extra life, and work has sucked for everybody.
True story.
Yeah, that. That's the excuse I have.
Whoa, we
You-
got 50,000 gold. We got
Yes.
14 potions of greater healing. This is
Mhm.
amazing.
A couple artifacts.
Yeah. Just like randomly in their pockets.
You find a holy avenger.
Just
Gladius got
Like,
that
just-
hag blood on him and upgraded to epic status.
yeah.
That hag blood, though.
That hag blood.
You find a
Like-
fine steel bracelet inlaid with platinum,
Ooh.
a pair of fine leather boots tooled with mythical creatures, a velvet vest threaded with electrum, an ivory chalice inlaid with a meandros of platinum, a spell
These hags
scroll.
were fucking hoity-toity.
Are you kidding? Yeah. Hey, did you see the art for these?
A
Hags
bit,
of the
yes.
fetid whatever omen or whatever. They look like fucking decked out, and I love them. And you killed them.
Fine, we have
You-
their souls.
I
Two
didn't
of
kill
them.
any of them.
We can still talk to a couple.
You find a very extravagant potion bottle with a very light red liquid inside. Not quite a healing potion, but it looks like it bears the same properties.
Would you characterize it as pink?
Light red.
No.
Pink.
Light
No, it's lightish red.
red.
Hey, you guys.
Sam gets it.
I get.
I mean,
And-
is the vest dark white, aka gray?
No, it's not the same.
Man.
Anybody in the chat who gets it, 10 points to you.
And you also find a strange dagger looking to also be made out of platinum with a red gem inlaid into the hilt.
Cool.
Uh,
Cadmore weapon.
This dagger does have the sort of wave-like blade, almost like a Chris dagger. And holding it in your hand, it feels slightly heavier than you would expect out of something this size.
He'll like walk over with the other stuff, but like really looking at the dagger, like this is the best thing I found. Anybody able to identify?
Oh, I don't have that ability.
Yeah, I could identify it.
Would you mind?
Sure, just give me a few minutes.
We probably
While that search is taking place, Dermot actually helps Landon to his feet, and I cast Cure Wounds on him, giving him 9 hit points.
Thanks. really sucked. Whatever the fuck just happened.
You kind of got your ass kicked a little bit. Sorry about that.
No issues. I'm sure I deserved it.
You did.
Kind of did.
So when you guys talk about the portals,
Mhm.
where would one be?
Well, we know there's, or should be one south, a ways south actually.
Okay.
That's where I believe Gilmore went through when he first came to your place.
Is Gilmore
Uh,
one of yours as well?
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah, he did
I
some
don't know if
traveling.
that portal is a stable portal. I think that just kind of happened and then closed, didn't it?
Well, I mean, realistically, he found it. It was ruins he was researching, and I don't think he was intending on traveling the way he did, but he activated it. Whether it's still functional, given the state of, well, both worlds, kind of a crapshoot. There's potentially another one, but it's way the hell out in the middle of the ocean. At least there's some kind of portal there. And I mean, I guess, I don't know, we could probably build one. But again, what's your risk tolerance?
Uh, I imagine it might be pretty high. And I kind of, as politely as I can, motion to his missing arm.
Dude, where's your arm?
With all due
Oh my
respect.
god, you can't just ask people where their arms are.
Where's your arm, dude?
Or another option we can send you to, we can direct you towards Gil
Yeah.
to
Mhm. He does
get your bag.
he does also have at least contact with others who have also traveled here.
Okay.
So, there might, I don't know if maybe they're folks you know. I mean, it seems kind of ridiculous to assume everybody just knows everybody, but
Hit me.
there's a woman named Kalia.
Oh shit, she got thrown here too.
Yeah,
Well, she's a
literally.
badass, so she'd probably be fine.
She gotta get, well, she's fine now. Most folks that we've run into are, well, they don't really remember where they came from.
They don't know who they're supposed to be, but you seem to.
They kind of get, it's like, what was it? I think, like, overwritten in a sense.
Wasn't he sent here from the Feywild?
That's
He had one of those bullshit caterpillars on from
Mhm.
Faraday's ex.
maybe he got
Ew.
dumped.
Fuck, why am I
What?
bleeding behind my ear?
Please don't
Say
say it like
that.
that.
I mean, is that not what it is?
No,
No, it isn't.
at all.
That
Um,
is that's actually a very
Sugar
interesting
daddy or
point.
whatever.
Mm-mm.
I mean, if he got thrown or tossed or pushed or whatever and
Landed in the Feywild?
landed in the Feywild,
He'd remember
he
person.
he could have been there for years, and it only feels like isn't time weird passing back and forth?
Can be.
Yeah, it can be for
I mean,
for
shit.
people not accustomed to it.
You don't
And also, if
remember.
they were. Sorry.
I was gonna ask him if you remembered like anything.
he takes a second and leans against a rock, and he kind of really focuses in. Yeah, it's really foggy. I remember being dragged. It was after the explosion. I remember I that's all I have right now. I don't know if maybe whatever portal hopping thing you think I did had some sort of effect on my memory, but
Most likely
that's
combined with whatever magic the Fae did to you to control you. I'm sure those two effects were never meant to mix and did not have a positive effect on you in the end.
yeah. Dustin, or excuse me,
Yes.
Dermot.
Yes.
You go to identify the dagger, yes?
Yeah, I cast Identify as a ritual, so it takes me 11 minutes.
11 minutes go by, and in contrast to previous instances of this spell, where you are essentially imprinted the information about said item, what it's called, that sort of thing, your mind
Please
floods
don't
for
tell
a
me it
moment.
talks to me.
It does not. Instead of words or instead of knowledge, you get this almost like a pulse coming off of this dagger, and the only piece of information that you get out of casting Identify on this is a word:
Mhm.
unmaking.
Oh,
Ooh, I want one of those. Oh, sorry.
The rest of the knowledge you get, strangely, sounds like words being spoken backwards, but like when your internet sort of lags behind
Mhm.
and freezes in
you
a
get
Discord
like
call.
every third syllable,
Yeah.
and it's just unintelligible.
But then it catches up, and everything you did miss is spoken in the second it starts working. So you just get assaulted by sound for a moment. That's
Mhm.
kind of what you get before you actually latch on to a single word.
I see.
That's so cool. I want one.
I explain as much to Kat as I hand it back and say, well, the only thing I can get out of this is unmaking somehow. I don't think this is from here. And kind of glance at Landon. I would be exceptionally careful if you use this. In fact, I would highly suggest that you don't. Because I have no idea what unmaking means.
It means you unmake things.
But does it mean unmaking that person's blood on the inside of their body, moving it to the outside? Does it mean unmaking their soul? Does it mean unmaking your soul the more you use it?
Well, probably multiple. I
Or
mean,
some combination of all three.
that would be.
And none of it sounds very good. And those are only the options that I can imagine and articulate.
That's just looking at it.
It does look like a fine weapon, my lady.
I think.
I think so as well.
Be useful
Cujo,
to
do I have
study.
any problem giving it to Cad?
No, you're good.
I imagine you would have said
Yeah.
something.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw. Your stomach grumbles because you haven't eaten.
When Gladius starts talking, the Thurston's just going to look at Landon and say, unfortunately, that is normal. But I'd say kind of under his breath because he just expects that he's going to be like, the fuck.
I mean, it is off-putting, but I can't say that that is the most fucked up thing that I've seen.
That's fair.
Today or like ever, because today's been a day.
Like ever.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we didn't set the bar terribly high today, but
Plus my
you know, we set it.
day.
We didn't set it very low either.
Plus my day has consisted of the last 15 minutes, so you know.
Also true.
So can you tell me where I can find Gilmore then?
A city called Westrun, which is quite a ways north of here.
Okay.
Oh God. Yeah, I mean it's a hike.
I
And
mean,
there's
we
trouble
could
along the way.
There's
send-
there's also an army, 2 armies probably by now between us and him.
I mean, we
And
could also
undead.
send Gilmore a message.
Yeah, we can contact him from here. I mean, I suppose we could in theory.
Does he
send
know you
to
as
him.
well?
Rather closely, yes. He was pretty instrumental in me and my party in our adventures in my home.
Did he
Hmm.
make you sign forms about like talking about the brand and things like that?
You know, he did.
I keep inviting him to my family's parties. That counts.
I mean, we talk him up a good deal.
Yeah, let's talk to Gilmore. We might need to direct him on.
Wherever I appreciate whatever assistance you can provide in me getting back home.
Do you know who Ayakat was?
No, that one doesn't ring any bells.
Just wondering. He had, kidnapped Gilmore. And I think he was one of your folks as well. But
Oh, he
we killed him.
definitely
He's
was
dead.
one of your folks.
There's been a lot going on.
Weird. Why would he?
Yeah.
Did you get any information on why he kidnapped Gilmore? You said he was one of ours.
Well,
I don't remember offhand, but it was some nefarious purpose.
yeah, he came over and kind of snatched. Honestly, probably has shit to do with Gilmore's history over there. I don't know. I don't
Oh,
feel like he got evasive at that point.
gotcha.
All I know is he kidnapped Gilmore, and it was not good. And then he was pissed because we killed his girlfriend, right? That was that whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he was quite upset about that.
Who tried to kill us first?
Yes.
Sounds like you guys deal with a lot of the same bullshit that we do.
Yeah, there is, like we said, Mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very apt. Mirror with a lot of cracks at the moment, but Mirror all the same.
I suppose assholes exist in every plane of existence now.
Yeah, undead assholes. Mostly. But yeah, we're heading south, which I think you're welcome to travel at least for the moment with us. I don't think if you do end up going to see Gilmore or wherever he might be at the moment, well, one more day is not going to make much of a difference in terms of how far you're going to be. Long distance.
Does he have shops out here too?
Oh yeah,
Several.
Yeah.
Yes.
several. Yeah,
Oh, sweet.
it's a whole franchise thing. In theory, I would expect that if you had an agreement for a discount, it probably would be honored here too.
Oh,
Okay.
it better be. If it's not, then clearly there's some legal paperwork I have to start filing.
What?
Well,
I
we
might
know
have
a
an
guy
extra
for
copy
that.
of the contract. I don't know if the writing is different between our universes.
Well,
Actually,
if it comes up, I'd be happy to borrow that.
Oh, that would be really awkward if it was backwards, like all that stuff that came over. Ooh.
That's why I was looking to see if I did have that extra copy.
Mm.
I never got a chance to have my lawyer look at it. Hmm.
Well,
The
we have to
shit
go.
we talk about in D&D.
Yeah.
It's only
Contracts.
Thurston. It's only
I think
Thurston.
it's fine.
Well, I don't really have any other options, so if you don't mind me tagging along for at least the next day or so till I get some sort of bearings
Hmm.
and a destination, then
We could probably contact Gilmore. Do we have the ability to do that today?
Yeah, the sending
you
stone.
got the
What?
sending
with the
stone
journal.
and the journal.
Okay,
have-
so we're good.
We've got a
I
second
think
anyway,
this-
and Verde kind of kicks at the cart.
I think this might be
Oh shit.
a maybe a voice to voice first. It seems like the sort of thing that maybe shouldn't go in the book. I mean, last time we wrote things in the book, it turned out somebody else was writing back, so
That's true.
I'm just saying. Maybe
No,
this
that
is
was still Gilmore. He was just writing smut.
Oh no, not that time. After the smut.
Wow, he really hasn't changed, huh?
No.
You never
no,
did send
never.
me the end of that.
I feel like if there's anything that will be true across all planes of existence, it will be Gilmore.
It's just constant everything.
That's pretty fair, I think.
But yeah, so we can send a message, which will be brief, but it's very difficult given normally I would say to probably just travel somewhere where we could speak face to face, but that's sort of problematic at the moment. So
Okay. Well,
wherever he is, he might, yeah. But
all
again,
right.
if depending on what he says and depending on what you like, if you, I don't know, if you're feeling particularly ballsy, we can probably just, I think the appropriate term is kind of yeet you through a circle, and hopefully you'll end up where you're supposed to.
Did you say yeet?
Yeah. Is that not the word you're supposed to use?
Is that Marquesian?
I thought it was. Did
I would say if we can contact him first so we know where I'm being yeeted to, then, I feel like that would help.
I mean, if it goes wrong,
Like
he'll
we said,
know.
we can call him before you're Jotun.
I didn't realize it had a past tense.
Your fault.
So what's the plan, everybody?
Well, we should
Fix the
pick
cart.
up.
Gilmore.
Yeah.
Is that a bunch of platinum that's in a pile over there? By the way, Cad, like what the hell's that pile of stuff there? And where did it even come from? Did that come out of someone's pocket?
I found it on the Hag's dagger too. There's this potion also. It's pink. I'm not really sure.
Thurston hears platinum and goes to
bread.
investigate.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of things with platinum
What
in
was
them.
Dermot, in the meantime, goes back to fixing the axle of the cart. Right? It was the axle that had busted.
Yeah.
Thurston,
Uh,
I'm not sure if
I
these
can
bits
lift
are
it
magical.
up while still in scorpion form. I can, like,
Thurston, I'm not sure if
Landon
these boots
goes-
are magical, but they're kind of fancy and they might be better for walking than the sandals you sometimes wear.
I just have a
Don't
question
wear
about the giant scorpion.
Yeah.
Is it just a giant scorpion, or is it...
No, he's usually a gnome.
Got it.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, I've traveled with stranger. It's fine. He just sort of gives a
He likes being a scorpion, though, so.
He gives a little claw salute
Oh.
back, and then just does like a weird
Oh.
drool, like foam at the mouth kind of thing as he's concentrating on holding the cart.
oh.
Oh, there's also. Don't we also. Is Bones still in the cart?
Bones is inside, I thought.
Bones. And just as he says bones, a little skull pops up out of the sky window.
That's Bones. I figured probably better to warn you now.
What the fuck?
Cito starts motioning toward Bones, like more so kind of trying to point at his chest. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, the worst part is the rat that we also traveled with.
Hey, Cito, I need that cloth.
Kind of fucking circus.
Jesus
Like
Christ.
out of context, it is
I
such
know.
a
Talking
Freaking-
sword, talking violin, a living friendly skeleton, a giant scorpion. That's
And a
just
rat.
the
and my
extra
rat
people.
apostle. My rat
And your
apostle.
rat apostle. Oh, apostle. It's cultist.
Yeah, you're rat cultist. Police are
I
God.
think you got a natural 20 on that animal handling. It's a cultist.
All
Okay.
right, my next character is gonna be gonna be one of the followers.
You have to play like 2,000 years in the future where there's
Yeah,
like the
a
cult of
whole
Ceto.
religion. Yeah,
And
I
they're,
got
The
the
cult of
they're
Ceto.
like,
That's
they're
what all
like,
your familiar characters should have been for your
Yeah.
game. They should all
Oh, it's so good. Maybe they'll all run into a cult of Ceto.
Yeah. Oh, and we have Tick.
yeah, oh,
Tick.
yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Stella.
Yeah.
And Stella.
God, we
Stella,
traveled
who
with-
has been still
Oh.
staring daggers in Gus's direction.
Yeah. Stella is. She's not eating the rat, so like we're just gonna let her be for right now.
And of course, let's not forget about Alice and Brian and Carl and Dave and Eric and Frank and Gary
Hermione and
and
Gary
Janet
and
and,
whoever.
Mike and
We'll get a
Nancy
refill. I'm
and
pretty
Steve.
sure I'll be back before he finishes.
Oh my god.
Um,
Okay, so we
But-
have.
Dermot, go ahead and make me a tinkering check to try to fix the axle. I'll
I
say
just
make
cast
it
mending.
or that's right, you cast mending. Just kidding. If that's the case, Ceto, make me a strength check in your giant scorpion form. I should have
Sounds
probably
good.
started with that. Brian's searching for the stat is really funny to watch.
Yeah.
There we go.
Like having a jaunty tune.
While they're fixing the cart, can I pull the other? Okay, so I don't know how many hags survived. I don't remember. But
Zero
None
all
of
of
hags.
the-
None.
Yeah.
well,
we
no,
killed
they.
all.
Oh, I'm sorry, not survived. We're not incinerated
I don't think I incinerated anybody that
or
badly.
destroyed.
I didn't. Okay, the last one was okay because it was just some magic missiles.
There were 2 that had not been incinerated in the fireball.
Okay.
Which, by the way, the one that was incinerated was the one that was definitely on your side. But we don't need to talk about that.
I rolled a 2 on the
Oh
wisdom.
well.
I rolled a 2 on the
Totally
wisdom.
good. Totally fine. D&D
I do
stuff
have
happens.
2 of their soul shards.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You do.
I'm gonna
21,
look
by the way.
for more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make me another investigation check. Ceto handily. Hey, Steve's. Just almost one clod. Holding the cart up. And Dermot, as you are casting mending, you can also see that there is some technology under this carriage that you didn't think was a thing, but then you remembered that your good professor was involved with its construction, so
Yeah.
it's all fine. It's all well and good.
Yeah, I repair whatever is broken 1 minute and 1 cubic foot at a time.
Faraday, What did you get for your
15.
investigation? 15. I'll say you do find one other slug.
The other ones were cleaved in half, I'm pretty sure, because Cat
couldn't
definitely
remember.
cleaved one in half.
Yeah, I couldn't remember
One of
which
them
ones
had been
survived,
cut in
so-
half. Yeah, that was Red.
Yeah.
Had been the one to have the slug cut off of her, and it was like killed. Nothing living remaining after that.
Into the vial.
Nice.
Yay!
Prison.
I guess while Dermot's mending, I want to detect magic just on this pile of Shaisa that we extracted from the hags to see if any of this stuff is magical, so that we can at the very least hopefully separate it out and deal with identifying it.
Sure.
I'll just take the 10 minutes to settle in and do the creepy thing that my dog does, where the eyes kind of just roll, go like bowling.
As you cast detect magic,
Mhm.
you don't get anything from the other pieces of pieces that that Cad had found. However, you do sense one additional little bit of magic coming from nearby where the hags were.
Oh.
There was one last teeny little thing that had been essentially thrown into the forest upon death. And it was the mirror that one of the hags was holding.
Oh, yeah.
It is giving off abjuration as the school.
You just
That's
see
right.
Arthea get up and just start like wandering off in like this odd sort of path toward the source of this magic. No
Yeah, are you
explanation.
good?
No explanation.
She do that a lot.
Cat just like follows her at a stealthy level.
Just put a leash on. Just have her go.
Backpack.
You gotta wear one of those child harnesses.
It's an owl.
Yeah.
That's actually my.
She thinks it's alive and named Stella. We just let her have it.
I mean, really, isn't that what familiars are? It's basically just the thing that's assigned to like watch over the dumb wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your imaginary friend.
They're unfortunately the voice of reason that can't speak. So they'll just like peck and like slap at you when you're about to do something stupid.
It's like your punishment if you're a familiar. You get basically assigned to. It's just like, nope, you're going to the world.
Congrats, you're the chaperone for this dumbass wizard.
Yep, basically.
Wizardry. We're all about coulda, not shoulda. Anyway. But yes, you do find this ornately crafted mirror.
Alright,
Hand mirror.
Mirror. Okay. I will, once I find that, I will come back and kind of bring it back to the group and be like, found one more thing. Magic mirror.
Oh,
Does it seem similar to the one that we have?
I don't know. Let's see. And she'll just flip it over.
Sure, let's use unidentified.
Yep. It's abjuration. If that's, helpful.
Oh.
Usually that's like warding and things
did
of
we
that
all
nature.
remind me? I don't remember. We're all aware that Faraday got her magic back,
Nope.
No.
but we
Didn't
saw.
she do magic?
Yeah.
Cast.
Did you cast?
I
Oh,
don't
you cast
know.
Hex.
Well, that is
No,
a
I didn't
staple.
cast Hex. Oh wait, I did cast Hex. Did I cast Hex?
This is a roller coaster of history.
I don't remember.
I thought you
It was
hexed
4 weeks ago.
I thought you hexed Landon.
Yeah,
Do you
I
have
thought
any
you
spell
did.
slots cast?
I must have used Hex. I used
Okay.
Detect Thoughts, and I have one pack slot gone, but Detect Thoughts is a one-time use.
Got it. Okay.
So I must have hexed him.
Can I roll
You
some
use
sort
detect
of?
thoughts on the travelers.
Yeah, but that doesn't use a pack slot.
Never mind.
No, Does
I must have hexed it.
Hex have
Yeah.
components at all? Then we may.
Oh wait, it does. Yeah, you guys would have seen it. Got everything.
I was in the middle of a battle. I was on
Can
the other side
I
of the
roll
card.
like a perception check or something to have whether or not we would have noticed Faraday
I mean,
using the magics?
I was pretty isolated when it happened, but
I'll say,
I
give
don't
me.
remember where everybody was, to be honest with you. That was a
Well,
month ago.
you went.
okay?
Yeah, you went through a lot. You got polymorphed into a bunny for a hot second.
That's true. I did.
I think you were a bunny when it
I
happened.
think you were a bunny.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely would not have noticed.
Not to like
It was-
hide shit, but I'm pretty sure,
screaming.
like point of order, I'm pretty sure you were a bunny. I forgot you were.
Fucking bunny.
That was my favorite moment is getting to polymorph someone. Katie, if you're watching this, every time I polymorph someone, I think of you.
Thank you. She
Sorry.
says thank you.
Yeah.
Glad she lives in your head rent free.
Yeah.
You have no idea. No, I'm just kidding. But
Okay.
the carriage is repaired.
Yay.
Arathea, do you have identify, or is it
Nope.
just Dermot? Okay,
I do not.
I'll just give this to you. Assuming that you spend 11 minutes and you identify. Just giving you loot. Fuck it.
I do not. No, I spend the 11 minutes.
You should.
I probably
you
wait
should
until
spend
we
the
like
11
get
minutes.
I
Wait till
probably
we on the
wait
road.
until we like get underway because
Mm.
we've been sitting in the same spot for a long time.
That's fair.
So once we're moving again,
Gotcha.
I invite Landon to tag along with us. We're headed to the Feywild to mess up an Archfey, but
Oh,
you're welcome to tag along.
Although,
I mean, there could be a portal in the Feywild. Maybe this Feywild's connected to that Feywild.
no,
Oh.
the Feywild doesn't.
Yeah.
What?
I don't think that Fey.
Your Feywild is kind of it
Yep.
merged with its opposite.
What the fuck
Oh.
happened while I was out?
It seems
Uh,
as if the
a lot of
flame
things
is
are happening.
intergliding.
Collapsing more like.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
We
It
don't
might have-
mind, heading a few more days south and possibly backtracking.
You know what? At this point, if it gets me closer to this possibly unstable portal,
Mm.
fine. Yeah, I'll tag along for a little bit.
Yeah, we'll hop back in the driver's seat.
yeah.
Faraday, unless you want to drive.
No, but also shotgun.
Sounds good.
Sit on the roof.
Dermot,
Yeah.
do you cast identify?
Yes, I identify the thing.
Thank you. After casting the spell,
But
you are
before
not.
I do that,
I hate
I'm
you.
just kidding.
Poking the DM when he's tipsy. Good call. Nothing wrong can come of that. I'm kidding.
I mean, you've already brought a man back from the dead to mess with me.
True. You cast identify on this mirror that was on one of the hags, and you identify that it is called the Glass of Titania. This is a legendary artifact.
Okay.
Awesome.
Oh, we were
Once
joking.
per in-game week, the bearer of this mirror, if they are targeted directly by a spell, would essentially make a roll similar to a counterspell roll. If they succeed, the spell is reflected back at the caster.
All right. Once per week, while holding the mirror, I can essentially cast counterspell to reflect the spell back at my attacker.
Yes.
And when you say target, single target? Multiple target spells work?
Single target.
Okay.
That's my one little caveat.
I imagine, Cujo, if you look up the defenses of a Tarrasque, I imagine that the mirror functions like that.
I will have to look that up.
That's the analogy that I'm drawing.
That would really suck though as a caster because if you shoot out something that has a bunch of different rays, they all come back at you.
Guys, let's go fight a beholder.
No, thank
I
you.
have
in
I have a
mind-
secret weapon.
Spell
Yeah.
features are not included.
Even if it says as the spell, it's got spell right in the description, babe.
It's probably I would
Babe.
assume it functions on if you could in theory counterspell it, you could also roll this thing.
Who you calling babe? I'm
I'm
still
calling all
on
y'all,
that.
babe.
Goddamn fucking Sirenscape.
Oh,
I love you.
Lord.
It's such an
I
awesome
forgot it
app
was
that
on
everyone
for a
should
while.
love.
It was really fun.
It's an awesome app that everyone should use. The only thing I wish it would do is remember the volume that I have a thing at. Steve's hashtag babe. And lastly, now that you guys are on the road, Arthea,
Mhm.
make me a history check. This is
These I
just
would love
tying
nothing
with-
more than be able to reflect a fireball.
Fireball.
That would be dope.
I don't know.
It's-
There's a certain 9th level spell that comes to my mind.
Disintegrate
No,
is
that's
a
not-
sixth
that's
level
sick.
spell.
Power word kill. I already
Power
have.
of pain, even.
I have.
I could keep
something
going,
For that.
just giving Cujo ideas.
That's one of the ones
Yes,
that.
Forget
yes.
I'm a
I
lich
do a little
fangirl
tap
too.
and then I listen to whatever
Yeah.
shit comes out of your mouths, and I'm like, oh, I can do stuff with this.
Yeah, I have a. That was one of the things that I had to pick spells for, which was really stupid. Fuck power word kill. History
Yes.
is 25.
All right. With the 25, as you were discussing the Gilmore situation, why he was captured and all that, you recall his time of explaining to you all what he was caught up in.
Oh yeah.
And that was Marin.
Oh yeah.
The Lich Necromancer, Ayaket, was specifically targeting him because he would lead him to Marin. What you do with this information obviously is up to you. You don't have to share that with anybody. But just, in case there was concern or question over what
Oh,
Gilmore was targeted for.
He was targeted because he took Marin after they destroyed the city.
Mhm.
Yes.
And brought her through. So Ayaket was sent after him to here to try and track down where the
Exactly.
fuck she was.
Yes.
And other people were shoved through too because why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Obviously,
Gotta
you have
test
a
the
portal.
waters.
I mean, if you build a freaking portal, what else are you gonna do with it? Just start yeeting people through.
Hey, this portal looks cool, but it's a little janky. Send one of the prisoners through. I don't want to fuck around with that shit.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, you have
Arthea's
20
just like, yeet, yeet, motherfucker!
I mean, to be fair, you have 20 intelligence. Of course, you would go throw somebody else through and see what happens before you jump in yourself.
True story.
Document it. Watch.
Wow.
Watch what's happening. It's not gonna stop. But she has 12 wisdom, so she definitely is gonna build one.
Question for Cedo.
Are you? Oh my God! Are you still?
Are you still giant scorpion?
Currently, yeah, I am still a scorpion.
That shouldn't last for like half your level in hours.
It is. I think it's a third or a quarter of your level.
I respect
I
your
think
choice
it's a
to be a giant
third because
scorpion.
I think at 20th level you max out at
Is
8
it time for me
hours.
to not be a giant scorpion anymore?
But I just really, these
It's
seats
like,
are really
why are
good
you
leather,
taking this from
and I
me?
just don't want them to get scratched.
Okay.
So I
You could
respect
sit
your
on top.
choices. But
I respond with scorpion chitters and Yeah, okay. I understand what you're saying.
Jesus, he's already loud.
Hi!
Oh, hi.
Kicked ass
So,
back there,
to
Cito.
confirm, not your friend, correct?
No.
I am now.
Not
Cito, nice to meet you. Not as a
Not
giant scorpion.
Do you hold out your right hand to shake his hand?
Yes. Oh.
He gestures to his
no.
arm.
Oh.
I kind of just reach up to his shoulder.
You don't like reach out with your other hand.
Just
No, he's like, no,
implementing
I'm committed.
Tanya.
Just,
Mm,
He's like, hey there, let me shake your stump, sir.
I heard it's bad luck to shake with the left hand. You must have shaken with your left hand at some point.
Yeah. That's what did it.
It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes, but we
Hmm.
don't judge people on that here. Welcome.
Hmm.
we don't.
Shh.
Isn't that all we do?
Nothing sounds more secure like, oh man, that was a really bad decision, but we do not judge you for it.
The Lord may judge you, but I do not.
I mean, it's between you and your God.
That just leads over to
What?
Faraday and goes, since when do we not judge?
So anyway, I'm gonna go sit down.
Yeah.
And he,
Yep.
he walks away.
Huh.
So, like, the arm was glowing.
Yeah.
That is that a usual thing?
Only when things get hairy.
Okay.
Understood. Don't forget to give him a copy of the rules.
Oh, wait, I had them posted right over here. Did it fall down again?
You look
Yeah.
and see bones, but in his rib cage there's like a crumpled up piece of
Nest.
paper.
Getting eaten by Gus
Shredded.
Gus.
Paper.
Yeah.
Gus Gus
Gus
made it a
Gus.
nest.
Turning it into a nest.
I'm going to run out of
Thurston.
copies at this rate.
I told you I have it. You know you have a laminated one, right?
How would you laminate it?
Magic. He took it to the magic laminator.
What the fuck?
Plastic.
Everybody is
Plastic
going
makes
to
it
the new
tough.
Cantrip and
lamination in D&D. It's Thurston Mallard.
Yeah, it's a new cantrip in 1D&D.
Yeah.
Liam made Widowgast's Web of Fire. Sam's come up with some crazy spells. What does Rhodes come up with? A laminator spell.
Mhm.
It's very important.
It's a
Very
wall
on
of
brand.
it's a
Yeah.
wall of force
It's only visible.
downcast to
To a
like
cantrip.
first or second level.
Yeah.
So ridiculous.
It would be a cantrip, but
It
you've got to
would.
make it permanent.
That's true. So first level maybe.
Yeah, first or second level.
And like
Anyway.
it's probably limited in
So
scope.
Thurston,
You
you
can't
gotta
go
choose
larger than like
between-
a foot or something. Like
Yeah.
foot by a foot.
Thurston,
Yeah,
you
but
gotta
like an
choose
8.5
between
by
mage armor
11.
and laminate
Yeah.
today.
It's legal
Yeah.
size, though.
8.5 by 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good lord. What the fuck? Anyway.
During all that downtime
Well, it would
randomly when we were
need to be
traveling,
longer
this is
than
what
that
we
if
did.
you're laminating a whole scroll. How long is a scroll? Like a foot or two?
I feel
Depends
like
on the
that-
Probably
scroll,
just
I'd like to
uses
think.
vinyl on his cricket.
Yeah, so it might be like
There's
9
no
by-
cricket.
we'll just call it like an even 9 by 24. You can do it first level.
and
And
then
if you
does
need
it,
to
like-
upcast it, then
yeah,
you just...
then you can.
Yeah, I
Eventually,
mean,
you get
obviously
up to a
upcast.
wall of force.
Mhm.
If you, for those
Well,
really extra
chat.
large documents.
You heard it here. Does your D&D campaign lack a lamination spell? Let us know in the chat, and we will, I'm sure, come up with an actual D&D Beyond homebrew spell that you
Yeah.
and your party can use. D&D Beyond.
Mm,
There's
Yeah.
this trusty laminator.
lamination.
Oh,
Would it be Thurston
That
or would it
sounds
be
really good,
Nollard?
actually.
Would it be under the family name?
Nallard, Yeah.
The family name.
Yeah.
Thieves,
Yeah.
like
I
it.
don't know why I'm uncomfortable with that question. If you laminate a spell scroll, can you use it multiple times?
You can mark it up.
Ooh.
I think that would mean your lamination would have to be a higher level
Foig.
than first to basically class
Find out
permanence
again.
on something.
Does it
like,
do
on
the
a
wub 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 sound?
yes,
You guys travel southward.
yes, we do. While laminating the rules,
You're suddenly in the Feywild.
where rocks fall from very high.
All the rocks fall from everywhere and everyone's dead. New campaign. I'm finding another party.
We're not even going back to Bivin. It's just
No,
everyone's
You know what? Actually, just Bivin falls literally on us, and that's it. We're done.
I
I'm just
laminate Bivin.
wow, fuck all this. And then just leaves.
Person can laminate your
Okay.
God, fucking.
I mean,
Oh
what the
my
fuck is
God.
this?
The chat is coming up with some pretty hilarious uses for the lamination spell.
Yes, I.
Ooh, starfish.
You-
Starfish knows what's up.
You
Can I laminate a
continue-
mimic so I can carry it with me as a pet and then sick it on my foes? Yes, I decree it
We're
is
never gonna
so.
get to Orin
Add
Club.
that. Add that to the rules about things you can't bring into the carriage.
No laminated mimics.
I'm just saying, like, sometimes you have to be real specific.
I also like the idea that Thurston came up with this list of rules, and then everybody hit him with like modifications or amendments or blah blah blah. blah. So when he
Yeah,
finishes
whatever.
making the nice stationary piece, someone's like, "Oh, you should have added this." It's back to the drawing board. Time to make another fancy copy.
Well,
I
know
don't do
I
that.
did try to have everything go up for a vote first so that we could have a clear set of rules, but nobody wanted to take the time to vote on the rules. You said my
fuck
voting
that.
system was too complicated. It's just first past the post voting system. It's very logical.
The whole time that Thurston went on this rant, the sound of paper being shredded from Gus Gus in Bones' chest gets louder.
cab like spurs the horses along faster. Just trying to be like
We closed the window between the front bench.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys said that my rules for voting were too good.
This is like when we start talking
Thank
about
you.
like numbers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
God.
Fair.
This is
Paradise
why I
Lights
sit on the
glaze
roof.
over.
I don't have to follow the rules so I don't go inside.
Oh, ridiculous.
I'm not sure that. I feel like that was an addendum.
I wrote roof rules because I
Yeah.
didn't want it to get scratched or anything like that. So there are roof rules. Thank you. Part 2 of your document if you read it.
Oh, part
Page
2.
two.
Rules.
Is it like
Yeah.
appendix
The
A?
rules, it's just a PHB.
Yeah.
It's a player's handbook of
Yeah.
etiquette in the carriage.
I mean,
Of how
Sure.
to live with Thurston Nullard. Here's your handbook.
it's not that difficult. You
There
can
is
say-
no spell that Dermot casts more often than Prestidigitation. Because he just follows everyone around fixing things because that is easier than the ensuing argument.
That's-
As we're driving, I look over at Faraday and just, how are you feeling, Faraday?
Kind of drugs. Better, I guess. Although the last fight was. Something's off with these, and she like pulls out the vial with the worms.
Have you ever seen those before?
Have I?
Make a history check.
With advantage?
Make a history check.
Am I rolling one die or two, Joseph?
Let's say.
I'm not
well,
bartering. I'm not bartering. I'm legitimately.
No, you're
asking.
good. You have. Question. You do still have Blood Hunter, yes?
Yes.
I'll say roll with advantage because of your shenanigans. Shenanigans, by the way, is the term that I give her, like, Hunter's Bane thing. So,
15.
15, other than the vision that you saw
Right.
of some of the elves bearing this slug on the back of their ear. You don't recall any times previous, like when you guys were in the thick of living in the Feywild.
But that what's his face? Sildor had one. Yeah, that's what makes me nervous.
Fine.
Sildor and a bunch of the elves that were there had these.
I mean, are they a former patron? I know he was massive dick, but did he have that kind of power before?
Novus is Cujo Prince?
Prince.
Prince.
Well, now
Well,
is
It's
as you
whatever.
know,
as
is
I
a
know
prince.
is Prince.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Novus is Prince of Sealy Court. Extremely powerful. Doing something like this, mind control, nothing. Concerns me is if the elves of Singorn have these on them, does that mean they're being puppeted? Are they? I don't know. Does that mean that Novus is running something? That does
Or
why?
something else controlling all of them? I mean, I don't know what we're gonna run into, but
I have a hard time believing that someone's controlling Novus.
I don't know what to think.
What about someone who would be in league with Novus? Someone who could help him get what he wants if he... I mean, aren't Fae all about deals?
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's what I thought Vassar was. The new partner. Witches did
Yeah,
say
he's-
he had a new pet.
Well, do you think he was talking about Sildor or
Mm.
That's
Maybe.
that's kind of what I assumed.
Which
Uh,
means... Wait, if
Faraday.
he had...
Can I see that vial?
I'll hand it back to Dirk. Just don't drop it
Not gonna drop it.
or touch them.
Glass
Uh,
breaks.
Yeah, it wasn't very comfortable. It was weird to touch them.
Cujo,
Yeek.
what would you like me to roll? I would like to try and identify what type of creature they are. Like,
I'm
pretty
gonna
much determine if these slugs are Fae.
I would say
opposed
make
to
me
some-
an Arcana check.
I'll let's have the bag of holding and pull out one of the bottles of fire whiskey and just hand it to Faraday.
That is a 23.
With a 23, you do identify these small creatures as Fae.
Okay.
They are rings of mind melt. Sorry, did I say rings? I meant worms of mind melt.
It's like,
Okay.
what?
Okay.
Are they ringworms?
Rings spelled W-O-R-M. Duh.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Fae logic.
I was like, what kind of Steve Irwin bullshit
Duh.
is this?
Jesus.
That's some far realm bullshit.
Yeah.
You see how the web latches onto you.
Jesus Christ.
I hated it so much, okay? I hate that so much.
Don't you dare besmirch the good name of Steve Irwin.
Not the Steve Irwin thing.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that voice, though. Yeah.
R.I.P.
Don't
baby.
like it. R.I.P.
God damn it!
Did you say mind meld?
I wrote it. I
Mind
wrote
melt.
it in my notes, and I wrote rings.
Oh my god,
doesn't stop.
I love you
It just
guys.
does.
You said mind meld?
Mind melt.
Melt.
Like ice cream.
Yeah,
Jeez.
but it's your mind.
Yeah,
But
like
it's your mind.
Yeah, I don't know why I dropped into that accent.
Oh, I think we should just keep these
It's like
accents
my
on the
brain
entire
just
time.
melted and it fell out my ear.
Oh dear.
oh god,
Dude,
oh god.
this is Doubtfire.
Yeah. That's actually the voice that I gave to Dermot's
Fair.
violin.
Yeah,
Fiona.
Faraday.
Doubtfire.
Or,
Oh, dear.
Fiona.
You just call it Faraday.
F names, man.
Bariona.
There you go.
Yes.
Mariona.
Dermot, I will go ahead and just say that you,
Oh.
and you can
Wormy,
take this and
wormy
run
ice
with it as much as you want. You actually had a distant relative that unfortunately came upon one of these things, that their memory was lost for a solid week after it had been removed. But when it attaches, you essentially become a mindless puppet.
Cool. Controlled by who or what?
When your distant relative fell victim to it,
Yeah.
it seemed to be the slug itself. Very strange behavior followed, but it seemed aimless. The experiences you've had so far dealing with Landon and these hags, that's something a little bit different. Something has changed.
Okay. I explained that to the group that, these things are definitely from the Feywild, and if it attaches to you, it takes control of your body, and you become, essentially a marionette, and it is pulling the strings. And if or when it gets removed, you have no knowledge or memory of your time while under its control.
So, I mean, would Novus be able to control these things? Does he have that kind of power?
Would they all be part of a hive mind of some sort?
Possibly.
Or
I
some of them
don't
are-
know if they are part of a hive mind. That's not really a Fey thing. I would associate that with other types of extraplanar creatures.
Could it be both?
Hmm.
I mean, Fey, slug, and
I mean,
then
I wouldn't
something
rule it
else.
out. I wouldn't rule out the possibility. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I had, a great uncle that fell victim to one of these guys.
Ooh.
And after that, we learned the hard way to stay very far away. And I delicately give the vial back to Faraday.
But these things
Um,
naturally occur in the Feywild. Like, in theory, someone could, I don't know, like,
Happen across one by chance? Yeah.
or breed 100,000 of them or something.
Possibly.
If you were insane, you might do that.
Wanted
But
to control a bunch of people.
yeah, but if one of them gets on you, then you're the one being controlled.
Do
So-
Probably
things like are the things that could protect you, like any magical objects? Like there are rings that can
Mm.
shield your mind. If the breeder had that, then would they be protected?
That is a question that goes above my pay grade. That is
Well-
above my knowledge base.
But we know that Novus is using these. At least
We
with-
presume that
at
Novus
least
is
with
using
some.
I
least-
can't imagine with the Singorn elves wearing them. I don't know how they would have gotten, why they would have agreed to it. But they were
Maybe
definitely.
I mean-
they didn't.
Motioning
Yeah,
at
maybe
Landon,
Forced to.
I'm really not convinced that they agreed to it. If this is a mass infection of the Singorian elves, I'm not excusing the fact that they're a bunch of jag-offs, but they may
Is that
not
the word?
actually.
Is that the word?
I mean, I understood what you said.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Also, elves typically can be, yeah.
I feel like Dermot
No,
may
no
have picked
judgment,
that up
I'm
from
just-
Jericho. That's a word
You
that
learned that word
Jericho
from
would have
Jericho?
used.
Yeah.
That is kind of a
Jericho 100% has called things jagoffs.
That's
Yeah.
Zemnian.
I really
That's
feel like that
Zemnian.
word's underutilized.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
We're bringing
Or
it back.
Jag bags.
Bag bag. Yeah.
Okay.
Jag wagons.
What?
Regardless,
That's a vehicle.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
roll to a jag.
So,
Sorry, I'm done.
Oh.
Jag off wagons, they may
No.
be, but if this is some sort of infection,
yeah.
then they may not be intending war.
I would assume that I can't see a reason why they would want to go to war. I can see them certainly
I will be back in
drawing
just a moment.
closer to the Feywild, given their ties. I mean, they go back and forth. They obviously have contacts there. If a prince of the Sealy court were to reach out for a conversation, or perhaps even, I don't know, want to come and visit, I can't imagine they would deny that either. It probably wouldn't be all that difficult to introduce some little creatures.
Rhodes, I swear to fucking God.
Love your brain so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to formally announce that
Amazing.
Nollard's nifty lamination is now a spell on D&D fucking Beyond. So you can use it for all your lamination needs.
You're welcome.
Fuck Staples.
Easy.
Use Nollards.
Why?
Are we opening a
why
franchise?
Why the corn or potato?
Oh, because when I was
Yeah.
looking it up, one of the things that you can use as a
Mhm.
one of the
Starch.
ingredients
Yeah.
is starch, and so
It's
you need either cornstarch or potato
it's like
starch.
Yeah.
Got it. Got
I don't
it, got it,
appreciate
got
you
it.
Awesome.
mentioning potatoes in my D&D game. Glares at Steve's.
I love it. It's so good.
Jesus.
That's amazing.
Everyone has to take it because Thurston taught us all.
I actually made it only available to sorcerers and wizards because the only people who want to know this spell are the
Some
Swear to fucking
evening,
God.
one of you guys walked over and they were like leaning over some kind of scroll and working on this, and everyone got excited about a new spell, and then they learned what it was.
Yeah. As you guys are having this discussion, Faraday,
Yes.
in your mind, you hear. Hi, Faraday. It's me. I'm just checking in. I've been learning some more stuff, and I figured out one of my abilities. You can reply to this message.
New mind, who dis? Like,
Like, that's it.
You recognize the
I
voice
see
of
God.
Alice in
Alice.
your mind.
Yeah, immediately she actually genuinely smiles. Okay, you caught me off guard.
What? I didn't say anything.
You start watching her count on her fingers. That's great.
That's great.
What's the new skill? I miss you a lot. Lots
Oh.
2 words. I was
No,
reminding
I'm
myself.
I'm a writer. I know lots of words.
Wow.
I clearly need to drink before each session because I'm having the fucking best time. Okay.
And Faraday cast ball kick.
Yeah.
Shit.
I feel like I've missed something
I
important.
missed you a lot.
Sam missed you, Dustin.
Yeah. Fuck.
It's so swear.
Fuck. No.
No.
Oh, you know that's happened before.
You just
That's
get
absolutely
gasp,
happened
a childlike
before.
gasp coming
That's
back.
absolutely happened before.
Found
Yeah,
out.
I miss you a lot.
Yeah.
And that's where it ends.
Fucking Ryan. You know what? I trust you to do the thing. Let me know what you come up with when it's time. Jesus. So a couple moments go by, and you hear, "I miss you too." Jesus, my brain. See, this is the bad side of drinking because then I can't count.
Mm-hmm.
So it turns out I can mimic a spell that I see, but only so many times a day. Hoping I can see you soon.
That's amazing. I'll tell Arthea and Thurston. They'll be very jealous. I might be unreachable for a couple days, but I will come see you soon.
Nice.
Instead of a message following that, you feel the same feeling that you did whenever Ellis would hug you. It's like a little feeling sent through the ether in your direction.
She smiles. And then immediately, like, ducks her head into the window, interrupting whatever, like, rules conversation. I'm assuming the lamination conversation is happening at this point.
So let me understand something. You came up with a spell to preserve paper?
Yeah.
Hey, nerds. Ellis just told me
What?
she can replicate spells on site.
That's bullshit.
I mean, just
Is there anything
any
that kid
spell?
can't do?
Clearly not. I didn't get details. That's what she
Wait,
said.
does she know what it is when she replicates it? Because
I only had
I
25 words.
oh,
Like, she immediately, like, puts a pin
We
in
don't-
all of the, like, scientist
test it.
questions.
well,
I only had 25 words.
I only
Well,
had 25 words and
it's
she only
okay,
had 2
it's
spells.
okay. No, it's okay. Maybe when next time we see her, well, she did that kind of. We showed her things, and then she
Mhm.
went and she.
Apparently she's perfected it. Or close to it, I guess.
I mean, she
But-
perfected everything else real fast. That's kind of nifty, though.
Does
Gosh,
it have
I
to
love
be a
that.
spell? Like,
Mhm.
if she just sees an ability that someone can do, can she replicate that? What's the extent of it? And he's mostly
We
just like
test it
talking
out.
out loud.
Yeah,
I knew-
write it down, Thurston. Write it down.
I looked to Landon and I'm like, that'll occupy them for a couple hours. And
Thank
immediately
you.
duck out of the window.
No.
Ellis,
He'll like, after you duck out of the window, he'll like peek up just to see if there's room and then kind of like slouch and then move back to his seat.
Rude. We're not rude hosts. Thurston has taught us better.
After a solid day of
Mhm.
travel, I'm just going to go ahead and give you that. You guys get your long rest. So any
Oh,
hit
God.
points you lost, spell slots, all those come back.
Thank God. I
Aw,
only 2 of those suckers.
yeah.
Yeah. You recognize, actually, I'll say Cedo. You recognize that you are now very close to what your home, or to where your home was
Hey, hey. We're getting close to my home.
That's right. You were raised here, grew up here, born here.
Around the area. I was found here
That's right.
by my
Found.
family.
Is your family, and do they live nearby?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to see them?
Always.
If we get close enough, do you think you could direct us to them?
Yeah, I would say so.
Well, what should we keep an eye out for? Like, are there, I don't know, markers or it's
Well, there's plenty of large leaves.
okay.
Kind of like eucalyptus leaves, actually. And we always had the largest ones in the area. That's why we had migrated over here. And you can tell because they're a lot larger than the normal leaves you see around here with the maples and the oaks and some of the spruces and things like that. Obviously, you could definitely tell the difference between that and a pine. But we could, if you look for they're big eucalyptus leaves. My job used to be to climb up and throw them down to them. I had to knock down a few trees before I left.
So am I watching for eucalyptus trees, leaves, not pines?
Not pines. Very
You'll
large.
know we're right in the right area.
I would imagine that it would probably look very different than what we're traveling through. So I guess if the forest changes abruptly.
A lot of these areas like that's you're seeing a lot of oaks and you're seeing a lot of even redwoods too. But once you get to the area that we found, I'm not even sure how it happened. There's just these random eucalyptus trees. And they're great and delicious.
Thurston, Landon leans over and says, did he say migrated?
I think so. Yes.
Did I hear this at all?
What's your passive perception?
Yes.
The druid. It's probably real high.
Oh, passive perception. Oh, perfect. 16.
Oh yeah. You definitely heard that murmur under their breath.
I get real close. I'm like, yeah,
Jesus
we migrated.
Christ.
Oh,
Wait.
where did you migrate from?
Yeah. I thought you were always down here.
Oh, just from further north, and we, would move down.
Is it like a whole town of you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, kind of. It's my family.
How large is your family, or is it just the 3 of you?
327.
Like siblings? Because I have questions.
Well, to an extent.
I know that gnomes get busy, but good
I
lord.
thought the Nullard family was big.
I only have
Sounds
There's
so
only
big.
four of us.
They don't necessarily fully look like me. I was adopted, if you remember.
That's true.
Are the rest of your siblings rabbits?
No. But you'll see.
Let's just
No, I probably have that many siblings, though most of them are half siblings.
Aren't big families a lot of fun?
They are.
I guess just let me know
birthdays
when
get
we're
expensive,
getting
though.
close.
It's pretty much a birthday every
Is
day.
there just a high fertility rate in this plane?
Well, actually, yes, now that
Not
you mention it.
Aware
Well-
of to that extent.
Well,
No,
much
in
like
this-
vanilla, eucalyptus actually is quite a potent. We'll move on from that.
We moved closer to the eucalyptus so we could fuck.
Bring that.
Oh God.
That's gonna be on the internet forever now.
Yeah, that's
There is.
fine. It's all good. There may be a video of me eating a lemon on the internet forever. It's a thing. Welcome to that, internet. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Cad, go ahead and make me a perception check.
For eucalyptus?
I have so many questions right now.
I can go up there and assist,
Yeah,
kind of pointing
So
out the
you
area.
go ahead and assist. So roll with advantage, Cad.
17 plus 9.
Yeah, we're coming up to the cove. It should be just off to the right here.
As sure enough, as you are riding the carriage, just as Cetos points out, you do see a small cove that is sort of carved into the forest itself.
Should I just pull in? Should I not block the cove?
Yeah, just don't run over any of my siblings or family members, if you
Is
can
that
help
like?
it.
Are they hiding it? Okay. Are they hiding in the grass?
No, they might be eating some of the grass. Obviously, they prefer the eucalyptus, but you know,
Should I like? Is there a honker on this thing?
I can just
Maybe
yell.
we should, yeah, or stop the carriage for a moment, just in case.
As the carriage does continue forward, just as you're having this conversation, Ceto and Cad, given that you guys are at the front, in the distance you can see very quick skittering along the ground.
Your siblings
I
scorpions,
start making like incoherent like animal noises out. Like I'm like,
Sure you do.
you know, you know.
I think we need an actual demonstration, Brian.
Oh,
I don't know
man.
what you're talking about when you say incoherent animal noises.
Well, I haven't actually heard one of these creatures, so I'm just going to assume. Actually, give me. I'll tell you what. Stall for about 30 seconds, okay?
Yeah. Brian's like, I'm actually an expert at making animal noises. Here's my chicken. Balk,
Yeah.
balk.
He's like,
As
Nice.
this happens, Thurston's just going to look over at Faraday and goes, when he was talking about the trees, is that what Arthea and I sound like when we're talking about magic? Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Landon just 100% does not give a shit.
Trying to spare
Yes,
feelings a
yes, it
little,
does.
But yeah. No! Court,
I-
get out of here.
Oh,
Hold on. What happened there?
sorry. I
Oh, God,
apologize.
Court. Come on. We don't need that damn song stuck in my damn head, damn
Yes.
I don't know what it is, and I'm not going to click on it.
Click on
So-
it.
Don't
it. You
click
No.
don't know what that is? Good. Ignorance is bliss in this
No.
instance, I promise
You'll
you.
regret
That's a
everything.
lie.
But yeah, Faraday just like
You don't even need to
kinda
know what we're
like-
talking about.
Just a little.
Okay.
It's fine if you enjoy talking. Like that's fine. But
Ceto just starts going ding 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 ding
Stop it.
ding.
What is happening out there?
As Faraday is like giving affirmations to Thurston, Thurston, I'll say that like sitting next to Faraday, you just see Landon like,
The fuck?
Well, that's good to be able to be self-aware. Thank you for telling me.
Oh.
All right. Well, great news. I could not find the sound, so I'm just gonna make it up. It's just.
That
It's
is the
actually not that
worst
bad.
sound ever.
It is the worst sound ever.
That's
but
not too far off.
can
from what
imagine it,
the
right?
book says.
You can imagine it,
What
right?
the fuck,
Yeah.
Sam?
Sorry, internet.
What the
Sorry,
actual?
world, for putting that out there.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna have a whole country after me after that one, and you'll see why in just a minute.
Make me. I will give you the choice: either animal handling or a persuasion check.
Ooh.
And Kat, I assume you
handling.
are slowing the carriage down. Okay.
She's probably like, as he
13.
starts making that noise, she's like, what did you just say?
Noise.
13.
You just see heads.
Can I roll at advantage?
I'll say roll at advantage because you made the sound of your people.
Oh crap! Wrong thing. Sorry. Ignore that.
Because the
Ignore that.
gnome said.
God. Ooh.
Oh, I should have took that other one. All right. Yep. 13.
13. As the cart comes to a stop and everyone sort of peeks out the window, you can see a handful of tiny little furred creatures. Not too dissimilar from rabbits, but they have this perpetual smile on their face. It is a family of quokkas that slowly peek out, and upon seeing Cedo, more of them start popping out.
I was
They
close.
don't
I
approach,
was gonna
but
guess
they're-
koala, so
I
I'm close.
I jumped down.
Strong as the resemblance.
I kind of turn. I like stand by next to them, like, and I smile. It's probably pretty similar.
Okay,
They're all
that's
very similar.
I
Explains
actually
a
see
lot.
it. I shouldn't get it, but I do. And I'm not
Sam,
sure if I
why'd you
regret
sound
it.
like Raven and Daria when you said that? That makes sense.
I'm going and like hugging all of them and doing like the like head to head kind of thing.
Oh yeah, they are like swarming you at this point.
Nice.
And everybody else in the party, you see this small group of quokkas like swarm around Cedo and like start climbing over him. They do this light headbutts and all that stuff. And just when you think that like, oh, that's all of them, more and more and more and more until basically a small colony has like shown up and completely submerged Cedo.
You can't see me.
Yeah.
Thurston is confused, but he's like, I have no social rule book for this situation.
Yeah.
How do I respond?
You have a social rule book?
I lost count of how
Which
many
volume
there were.
would you like to read?
Oh god, get me out of here.
I mean, hey, you know, you can go take your chances with like random unstable portals.
Fair. But yes, Cedo, you are swarmed by your family, and the sounds of all of them letting out that wonderful sound
That
echoes
was just
out
a
into
call.
the day.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent.
Oh, there goes our stealth.
As that happens,
I have so many questions.
There's so many of them.
Dermot immediately, from on top of the carriage, Dermot immediately starts playing like party music.
as you start playing party music, you definitely
Yeah.
see some of them like look up, like follow the sound, and like look at the carriage and the people inside. With a natural 20. As you guys are having this moment of being with this family of quokkas, you guys can hear in the distance, as at this point you are not too far from Singorn, as trees groan, as some of them move in the distance. And you can see, I'll say it's, well, everybody roll me a perception check.
21.
23.
Well, I'm distracted by the quokkas.
22.
14.
22 as well.
Damn. All right. You guys can see a small group of elves, not like a full-fledged platoon or detachment of an army, but you do see a small group of elves that look like they're about to, and this is in the distance. You guys are confident-ish that the placement of your cart on this small hill overlooking the woods before you is mostly out of sight, but from your vantage point, you can see a very small group of elves. In contrast to the elves you encountered outside of Kymel, these seem to be wearing deep blue with gold trim robes, one of which holds a strange sheathed sword in his hand. As they're about to step into a tree, which you can clearly see the roots have opened, and from you just see some sort of activity through the roots, the one holding the sword turns slowly and looks in your direction. What do you guys do?
I hit
Uh,
the button to put the
can I-
cart in stealth mode first.
uh,
I let my Kawaka family cover me.
Make me an animal handling check, I guess.
Quack-a-cloak.
Can I roll a history
Quack-a-cloak.
check to provide
22.
context to the dark blue and gold trim?
A cloak.
A cloak.
Woke.
That's the most adorable cloak I've ever heard of.
Oh god.
They're so happy.
Go ahead and roll. I'll say,
with advantage.
Cito,
for family help?
God damn it, Steves, and your logic. Go ahead and roll with advantage because that's a good idea. I shouldn't be taking
Thanks, Steve.
advice from the chat, but that makes sense.
Why don't you enjoy learning what other people have to think and feel about situations, Joe? I think
Yeah.
you need to broaden your horizons and let other people's opinions matter.
22 is still the
D12s?
highest.
Sorry, I just gotta get some D12s for a second.
Oh,
22? Okay, cool.
22 d12 damage. Got it.
With a 22, you gesture to your family, basically giving the sign of danger, I assume.
hmm
And they cover you and freeze. They stop moving, only to like sniff the air very slightly. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Adorable.
Dermot, go ahead and make me that history check because I like that idea.
I mean, I put the card in stealth mode and we're all in it, so.
Got it. Okay.
Call
11.
out Stella. How far away are these guys?
300, 400 feet away. You guys had a really good vantage point to see what was happening. At this point, on this small hill on the
Okay.
left, you can see in the distance, a couple miles off, the familiar skyline of Singorn. Some of the buildings protruding into the sky. You can see the front gates.
No.
And you can see the woods before you. So you guys are essentially right up next to Singorn at this point.
I think I will bring Stella out. But before letting her out the window, I am going to cast Greater Invisibility on her
Okay, I like
and
it.
send her out to get a look-see. And
Okay.
I will send my own vision into her so that I can take advantage of her senses.
Okay.
I think I will try to keep her probably within 100 feet. So just get her a bit closer.
Okay.
Yeah,
So go ahead and make me a perception check with
hers.
with her perception. Dermot, what did you get for your history?
11.
With an 11, I'll give you that there were a couple of elves that you did spot in Singorn that had been wearing similar colors that were deferred to with a little bit more reverence than a standard guard or soldier that you had seen. In terms of more specifics, unfortunately, that result's not going to give
Okay.
more info.
I will just quietly, like, stage whisper to the group. I think they're Singorian elves. If they pass us by, let them. But if they, come over here or worse, attack us, we shouldn't just kill them. If they have those slugs, they might not be in control of themselves.
With this in mind, Cad, you had dropped the carriage into stealth mode. Thurston and Faraday, are you guys doing anything in this moment?
I'm just going to do my real quick.
Okay.
In case.
Where is okay. Cad's driving.
Mm-hmm.
Cito is covered by his cloak. Is Faraday sitting outside next to Cad or she inside?
She's outside.
Apparently,
this
I
guy.
was running shotgun. Yeah.
Okay. He's going to, presuming, because we were all talking at some point, so they opened the window again for him
Yes,
after
we did.
shutting it on him before. He's going to cast Aid on Faraday, Cad, and Landon.
Okay.
So they get the extra 5 hit points and their maximum increases by 5.
Damn flute. Okay. You said 5?
5 hit points. Yep.
Okay.
5 temporary, and your maximum increases by 5 with it.
Sweet. All right. As you all take a moment, you keep an eye on that group of elves. And the one holding the sword slowly turns after pretty much staring in the direction of the cart. And then turns, and you see, by this point, the roots had closed. You can see another elf approach. This one wearing heavier robes, holding a gnarled staff that sort of just curls up like a dead tree branch. You can see that they murmur for a moment before the tree once again lifts and the roots open. And the elf holding the sword gestures, and the small group enters, and that one does as well. In the distance, Arthea, what was your perception check?
19.
19. With a 19, as Stella is essentially perimeter flying, you can spot about 100 feet off from your cart. One of the trees lifts, and the roots separate, and the small group of elves emerge, the one with the sword leading.
Uh,
Go ahead.
so wait, so it's the
It-
same exact group, as in it would be reasonable to
Yes.
assume that this group entered that tree with the intention of emerging out of a tree closer to at this location.
Yes.
Okay. And is that where the tree that's closer to us? Where is it in relation to our cart? Like ahead, behind, sides?
Side. I'm gonna say it's on the right side. It's about 100 feet off.
Okay. Having seen this before, is it something that you normally would notice from that distance? Like if we were sitting in the cart normally, is this something that would be visible and audible? Or is it something that would be a little bit, would it be unnoticeable unless you're looking from a different angle?
Just to clarify, are you saying that where you guys are at right now?
So like I can see it through Stella, but she's above and she's kind of looking
Sure.
down at
Oh,
these
got
trees.
it.
But is it something that the others in the cart would be able to see, or is that something totally not visible?
It would be a little difficult to spot where they emerged from inside the cart. It's coming from a really thick part of the woods.
Mhm.
Pretty much almost exactly where Cito had just been finished explaining large eucalyptus leaves and
Big trees.
wonderful trees and all of that.
Really nice trees. Really, really useful for moving your army around. So whole group, how many elves? We have the leader guy, sword.
You got a total of 6 elves.
Okay, 6 elves, guy with a sword. And do they all have weapons drawn? And I will have Stella stay out as they emerge from this tree,
Sure.
just to get a count of A, how many, and B, if they look like they are approaching with the intent to, I guess, act in a way that would be more violent.
So, with Stella getting an eye on these guys, describe their accoutrement a little bit better now that they are much closer. The one holding the sword, each of them has this golden mask that sort of covers the majority of their features that extends back with two horns, their eyes peering out from within. The one in front is wearing these deep blue robes with that golden trim. A very, almost like a midnight blue. The sword that is sheathed at his side in his hand, he's basically holding it by the top of the sheath, and is moving somewhat quietly along with the others. The others, there are 3 of them that do have longbows, which have been pulled, and an arrow is knocked, but they are not directly aiming. They're not, giving any sort of indication that they're hunting anything. It's more this, they seem to be investigating. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last 2 are appearing more towards the back, and they are wearing similar robes that what you could assume to be their druid was wearing, with similar gnarled staffs, very quietly moving amongst the trees. They don't seem to be ready to attack, but they definitely look like they're investigating a possible sighting of something.
But they're not approaching with the intent to necessarily do harm. It's more a let's check out this thing, and
Correct.
if it's bad we can deal with it, but
Yeah.
all right. After I get a good look at the numbers and also just the individuals, then I will tell Stella to fly back, to circle back, and I will pull my vision out of her so I can actually communicate to people, because she's just basically been staring, looking like, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no, and without warning probably either. So once again, poor Landon.
I want to play a wizard that has an impatient familiar.
Like, yeah. And just very quietly share that they seem to have traveled through the tree. They're coming from our right side right now. I don't know if they saw the carriage, they may have heard the sounds. They do not look like they are intending to hurt anyone. But if they keep coming in at their current path, they will stumble upon us. Do we go out and it's well,
I can distract.
Cujo.
Yes.
I'm not sure that we
If they come within, I don't want to use the prepared action ability at the moment because they're still pretty far off. But I am only using the term colloquially. I am preparing to cast, what is it? A spell. It's a spell.
I'm preparing to cast sword at one of the elves.
I am preparing to cast Grease.
Okay.
And I am going to want to do that if this group gets too close, probably in the 30-40 feet range.
Okay.
Especially if they look like they intend to come closer than that.
Sure. At this point, you can start hearing and seeing some of the branches of the trees moving. As you can spot just a little bit of the blue on some of their robes in between. Eventually, emerging, you do see the swordsman and the archers sort of slowly fanning out. I'm going to make an investigation check.
From this angle, can we see or tell if they also have the worms?
Make a perception check.
Okay. That is a 28.
With a 28, as they are starting to move closer, the swordsman turns his head, seemingly to whisper to the others. And as he does, you can see right on the back, same spot. The others, you don't spot any slugs on their person.
I'll gesture. I'll like point to the one that I saw a slug and just go like this. And then I'll kind of like point to the rest of them and just say,
There's a moment when they continue to fan out and they get a little bit closer. At this point, they're about 50, 60 feet off. They get just a little bit closer. You know that Cito is literally wrapped in his family. A sentence I never thought I'd say in life. But there is this little bit of brush and nature that does sort of provide some cover from where these elves are approaching from. They approach a little bit closer.
How close are they at this point?
At this point, they're about 45 feet.
Okay.
These swordsmen
At this point, I am going to just prepare that action.
Okay.
If he takes another step, I'm gonna cast. How far spread apart are they?
They're within 10 feet of each other, but they are sort of spread out in a line. The two druids are back about 10, 15 feet from the line of...
Right. And there's
elves.
6 of them total.
Yes.
Okay.
The one holding the sword. Was nothing. Let's return. Master calls for us, and he turns and starts walking openly back towards just one of the nearby trees. And one of the druids, Sir, are you sure? Yes, we have more pressing business to attend to. And the druid shrugs and murmurs and casts a spell, and you guys, now up close and personal, can see this tree lift and the roots move apart as you can see a portal open under the tree leading to the outskirts of Kaimal. You can spot smoke and fire, but it doesn't look like the city has been taken. It looks like it's holding out, but it's seen some better days. The unit quickly steps in along with the two druids, and the tree returns to its former position. The quokkas perk up, look in the direction of where the elves had left, and then they give you a little nibble, almost to let you know that they have left.
I respond in Kawaka form. Well, not Kawaka form, just in Kawaka language. Like, you know, just like that.
With that, they start to disperse off of your person, but stay close by, as they make sure that you are still known, that you are welcome. Some of them like grab at your pants and like try to like lead you back into the forest a little bit. What are the rest of you guys doing at this point?
I rolled a 16 for when I saw that they were going to Kaimal, for Thurston to stop himself from attacking them, to stop them from going there. So right now he's probably just kind of like sitting there, like clenching his fists, like, okay, That's not the intelligent way to handle this. That's not the intelligent way to handle this. Let it go.
Valid.
Everybody says that.
Yeah, that was gonna be a fun one had that one gone off. But the Quokkas at this point, sorry, Quokkas. Quokka?
Thanks, Quokka.
I think it's Quokka.
Quokka?
Yeah, I think it's
Cool.
Quokka.
Hold on. We'll tell you.
Waka waka.
Is the cart still in stealth mode?
Yeah.
Okay. The Quokka just continue to gesture for Cedo to rejoin them in the forest.
Cat, did you say that only one of them had a?
What I could see, yes, I had a pretty good view. One of them had it. The one that Kujo. It was the one that seemed to be in charge, right?
Yes, he was the one holding the sheathed sword.
The one that the one with the sword. He seemed to be the one that had the worm. The others didn't have them.
Control the leader. Need to control the rest.
Yeah, though that
Can I could I
would've thought
discern
more.
anything from the uniforms that they were wearing? Like I know Dermot recalled that they were a little higher status, but
Make me a history check.
I don't know. It feels like someone would have
15.
questioned.
With a 15, you think back to the short time that you guys were in Singorn, and there were a number of guard that had surrounded you as you had approached the labyrinth that you had found Sorvellen in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two of their number were dressed in similar garb, and it was clear that while you were, walking with the captain of the guard, it's like those two guys were his immediate lieutenants. So relatively high-ranking military in Singorn.
I'm pretty sure those uniforms are their high ranking. So, if all of their generals or whatever are controlled, then who are the others going to question?
I suppose anyone who questioned is probably already gone. In every sense of the word. Or
They get a slug.
they get a I mean that could be a lot of people.
One of their
I mean,
biggest
couldn't they?
political whoever.
So maybe not just military, maybe others.
Seems that your former patron is doing this. Do we? The Sealyport has enemies.
I would think they were already. I mean, if he's doing this here, wouldn't that? Maybe I'm just not understanding the politics of the Feywild, but
No,
I
it
would-
doesn't make any sense. Why meddle in stuff going on here? What's that gonna do? But Allura should know. The council should know that Singorn may not be.
that
Cad will.
that we
Cad
could
will.
definitely do.
Cad will hold up the 2 soul trinkets that she has, so the set of knucklebone dice and the small packet filled with pink dust. We have 2 questions we can ask.
Do we need to consider the possibility that this is, from their perspective, a necessary takeover? We've seen a precedent of the Feywild ending in
I was
another
just thinking that.
reality. If that's happening there, maybe they feel they have to come here.
I mean, I checked on our cosmos, let's just call it that. And so far, well, there are problems, but they're not Feywild problems. It's not the same sort of overlap. But I think even if they're not being driven here to escape something, I think that it might still be due to things over there. I mean, he's got a, what was it you had, a new pet?
Just gonna put my 2 cents in here. I don't know much about your archfey heebie-jeebies, whatever you want to call it, but if you guys have stated that multiple people from my cosmos have shown up and caused trouble, and now all of a sudden you're getting an invasion from the Feywild, you sure those two incidents aren't connected
That
somehow?
was the other. Where is your patron from?
Mine?
No, yours.
Oh.
I?
Yeah, yours.
Hey, wow.
This Feywild.
I assume so.
I mean,
I
I
maybe-
did like nothing in our Feywild, so
I mean,
couldn't
that
really help you
place
there.
had a Feywild at some point.
Oh. I don't know when the two worlds started switching people.
I mean, it
Novus
could,
is
you could travel between them thousands of years ago. These were open. I mean, these were open at one point. That's what Enrin was doing.
Cedo. At this point, the majority of the Quokka that were covering you have been like
Oh, I know.
like pulling you further into the forest to their home. What do you do?
What I'm gonna do is leave the party. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm
Call
going.
out.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna find the nearest eucalyptus. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna just try to crack off a big branch of it. You know, say some things in coherent Kawaka language and just kind of, you know, just toss the branch down. Maybe do that with a couple of them. And then
You
I
do
come
that?
back and
Oh,
then
go
I
ahead.
come back down. And explain to them that, like, my family, there is a lot of danger afoot, and I worry for all of us. I worry for your safety, and I worry that our home is in danger. The great elders have sent me on a task, and I must complete it before I fully return. I will miss all of you, and I love you all very much. And I go down and give as many as I can.
They
Else-
all again swarm, but this time a little bit more softly.
Yeah.
And
They're so soft.
they while they did, you know, go and start grabbing the eucalyptus and doing their thing, they definitely did grab a few large, well, to them, large handfuls, but they did grab several pieces of eucalyptus and grouped it together and then, like, hold it up to you.
Oh. I say thank you in Kawaka language. And then I, you know, have a couple tears and I kind of hug it. Be like, I'll come back when my mission is complete.
And the Quokka still kind of linger for a moment before some of them start to splinter off and kind of return back to their small cave.
Oh.
And there's one that has stayed behind and like looks back and then looks back at you.
It's Frederick. It's okay. It's time. I'll be back. Okay. It's okay. What? No, it's I can't stay. Did you want to come with?
Grabs your pant and pulls.
I can't. Not yet.
You see he mutters at you.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that you know Quokka.
Yeah, I can cast animal.
Speak with animals.
Speak with animals. Yeah.
You hear from Frederick. Stranger.
What?
Sleeping.
Where?
Secret.
Secret. What do they look like?
See, he points and then like moves a little and then like turns back and looks at you.
What looks like me? Okay. I follow him. I'll be right back, guys.
You
Maybe we.
If we
follow the
follow him,
Quokka through the trees
Cad,
and like a little
Cad will
like
like
off.
at Arthia's prompting, Cad will like take off after him, but like
it's a little bit of a challenge trying to keep up with this teeny little Quokka that just bolts through the trees. But just slow enough that you guys can follow along. You guys continue forward until the Quokka like crawls up on a large tree root that sort of has broken through the surface and then gone right back down underground, and there's moss and bushes and tree branches and leaves and everything everywhere. It's a small clearing. And just as it climbs on top of this root and looks back at you guys, it then looks at the other side, the spot that's unseen. You guys step around and can see a metal man with a blue sash and white robes and a deep blue, almost, I don't want to say titanium-esque looking shine, but Cad, if you had followed, you would recognize this man made of metal as Cretheus. Rusted, falling apart, unmoving and unspeaking, with no energy piloting this man of metal.
Cad will crouch down next to where he's sleeping and say his name. She would have remembered him. And speak to him in Celestial, 'cause I believe that's what she spoke to him in last time. Just say, try to see if he's at all conscious, knowing he was, an automaton type thing. What are you doing here?
No response. You can see that there are parts of him sort of strewn about, overtaken by some of the nature in this clearing, and the rust having covered the majority of that luster of his metal form. But the eyes do not glow, signifying that he is active or awake in any way.
Vito, before you joined us, we met this man before. His name is Cretheus.
He wasn't here before. He looks like he's been here for a little bit.
And it was only, how long ago was it that we met him? Like a few months ago?
yeah, it was several months ago.
Can you? You look Dermot.
Can I reach Dermot?
What was the question, Kat?
What was the question?
You want it so knowing that Dermot, can artifice, and having gone to the workshop, Professor Riggs' workshop with him, she wants to have Dermot come kind of like assess Cretheus and see if there's any way they can get him, I guess, like up and running again, for lack of a better phrase, so that they can figure out what the heck he's doing here.
The Quokka, Frederick, that had led you to Cretheus, looks up at Cedo, sort of like pulling on the pant leg again as you're sort of examining.
Yeah, buddy.
And you just see his teeny little hand point up and just says, "Fell."
Cat, I think he fell from up there. What, Frederick, what was he doing up there? Leaf? Getting leaf?
Higher.
Higher.
Cordelia
Blue?
was the flying
blue?
city, wasn't it?
No, the other one.
Stars?
Blue.
Blue.
Fell.
This giant metal thing fell from the sky.
I'll say,
said-
Dermot, if you wish, can be a part of
After
this
they're
scene.
gone
Just,
for like
Kind
10
of,
minutes,
yeah.
and we're like,
Yeah, we're like, okay.
the fuck?
Yeah.
You followed a fuzzy creature into the forest.
you're like I'm
Never
kind
do
of-
you see
That's,
again.
him.
that's the
Okay.
definition of, like,
of,
you
of
know,
the places
splitting
that
the party.
Yeah.
Of the
I'll,
places that we could park it, I feel like this is probably the best
Yeah,
option.
I'll as they come up, I will turn to the party and just say, it's Cretheus, the automaton that we met in Singorn. Did you say his name is Frederick?
The moment you say Frederick,
oh,
he turns and looks at you.
This is one of my little brothers, Frederick. I
You
say
said
to
he fell
Frederick,
from
I
the
say to
sky.
Frederick, wave and give them all a leaf. It'll make them comfortable. That's what I did.
You see, he just scurries to the ground and presents you all with like a fraction of a eucalyptus leaf.
Cat reaches
Thank
up, gives him
you.
a little ear scritch.
Am I so
Oh, with that, Cedo, sorry, he is glued to Cad.
Uh-oh.
That's fine.
Aw.
Oh, he loves that. If you ever want to get on a Kawaka's good side, scratch him behind the ear.
To be
He's very
polite,
soft.
Christian's gonna eat it. Like his little piece of a leaf. He thinks he's like, oh, you've given me your food. It would be rude not to eat it.
I love Quokka.
I go over there to Durbin. I'm like, no, don't. I'm sorry, it's Thurston. Excuse me. Sorry, Thurston.
Oh, okay.
I go over. I swat it. Yeah, you're eating. I'm like, oh, don't do that, Durbin. Don't do what Thurston's doing. No, I go over. I'm like, it's okay. You don't have to eat it. It's just a gift. It's just a.
Frederick's
just-
just staring at Thurston.
Don't succumb. He's just saying. He's just examining you. I guess
I will
that's how they take
save it
in
for a
information.
special
They just
occasion.
stare.
Cat just
There you
keeps
go.
giving him scritches because
Perfect.
he's very soft. But Dermot, he's not active. He fell from the sky. It certainly looks like things have perhaps broken off of him. I saw the things you did with Professor Rig. Is there anything that you might be able to do?
Not sure. I can certainly take a look though. Cujo,
Yeah.
what do you need from me?
Make me a.
I could do I have proficiency in
artificer
thieves'
check.
tools, tinkerers' tools, woodcarvers' tools. Those probably wouldn't help.
I'll say, make me a tinkering check.
Okay.
Um,
Do I actually have a set of tinkerers' tools?
I would hope you do.
I do have a set of tinkerers' tools.
There you go.
I mean, if not, I can spend an hour and magically create some.
I don't know if you would count it as assisting, but Cat will point out the parts she saw that have come off of him and then let him know kind of what Frederick said about him falling from the sky, like very high up.
Sure.
Yeah, like the first thing I do is I like collect all of the bits that have fallen or broken off.
Okay.
What?
Ceto would help and guide the other. If any other Kawaka showed up, I would tell
I would
them
say
to,
a handful would still be
shiny,
around.
shiny. Look for shiny,
I'm just
and
staring.
bring to me, bring to Dermot, and I point to Dermot.
And they just stare.
What?
Well, also-
What do you want this check to be based off of? What
Intelligence.
ability? Okay.
How did I spell this?
And then
With
she'll also
advantage,
tell
you said?
Ara
Mhm.
that you're being helped by Alaquoka and me.
Okay. Yeah. So with advantage.
Yes.
And then she'll also tell Arathea, like, how they described him coming from the sky super high up and see how would that have happened?
Well, he went when we saw him. Before he wandered off, he said he had to return to his people.
Well, but wasn't that in like it's space or the sky or I don't know how any of that works.
Wonder
Well,
if
I
this
don't
is
know how
another
any
one of
of it-
Reshi's creations.
I think
Reshi, the kid that was going on the boat?
No, there's an old inventor in my land. His name was Reshi. Actually was trying to come up with a design for something a lot like this. Unfortunately, he had to use his kid in order to actually do it.
no.
It's a little
Uh-oh.
fucked up.
Oh,
What
Well,
did he look like?
good. Did he look
Uh,
like
What
a
was
metal man?
the kid's name?
Is this his child?
What? Okay. Firstly, so it's a little confusing. We had an automaton that traveled with us for a while. He actually was a part of that big final. Well, hopefully he's still around.
Not
He's
this guy, though.
no, not this guy. He was a different sort of make. His name was Reshi, but I think that was sort of branded on him when his father turned him into the thing. It's sort of like I'm going to continue my legacy by calling this my own name sort of situation. From what I understood, the actual Reshi from our place is kind of a shitbag.
Oh,
Brilliant
totally
inventor,
different
though.
guy.
It's different. I guess it's just one of those names.
We a long time ago, we met a kid named Reshi. Sweet kid.
Yeah.
You want to swap?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, oh gosh.
Yeah, didn't really sell us on that one.
No, he
I'm
just went.
still trying to figure out my shit here. Sorry.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that tracks.
he wanted to take us to his people when he wandered back off.
Yeah.
And we know that at least at one point
Like he said he was going
a-
home.
we know there was a flying city. The same one that same thing that Gilmore was looking for. Maybe there's still something that flies that's home. Or
That he fell off of?
Dustin, what was the result of your roll?
16.
With a 16, you know it is possible to reassemble Cretheus, but you know it's going to take time
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of resources. Resources that you might not have at your disposal in your cart. Now, Riggs' workshop, on the other hand, might have exactly what you need.
Then, in that, in that case, I am going to. As delicately as I can, I am going to. I'm going to first gather up all of the bits and pieces that we've collected.
Mhm.
And I am going to look at Cad, and then I'm going to look to Thurston, and then to Cito, and then to Faraday. And I'm just kind of like, I look at one of you, and I begin to open my mouth to say something. And then I turn to the next person and begin to open my mouth to say something. Going through all of our weak ass party members until I get to the one with a positive strength score.
Is there one?
Yeah, there should be one. Faraday, don't you have a +1 strength? Don't you have a
+0.
not a negative strength?
I have a
I
+0.
love.
That's
I love that we have a
I'm
party
+1.
that does
Do you
not
have
have
a
a
+1
tank.
strength?
Yeah.
No.
Zito's our tank.
Yeah.
That's true.
See,
Da-
yeah.
That is
da- da-
actually really true.
Spaced, baby.
I could
What's
just
Dex?
I can, you know,
it's that thing that makes you.
Yeah,
look up in the air.
I
can turn
guess
into
I
a-
land on Cito.
I could turn into a giant animal that
A
can
moose.
really assist you. A moose.
I ask if you can give me a hand carrying carrying this automaton and all of his bits back to the cart.
I was thinking you were
Yeah.
going to like a bear or even like the scorpion, where you have some control over your claws. No, fuck that. I'm gonna do hard mode with a moose. I'm gonna pick this shit up only with my
Yeah,
antlers.
just with giant antlers. No, I'm not gonna turn into a moose. I was thinking more like the giant scorpion again.
Got it. Okay.
Just because that since I do have the giant claws.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Fine, whatever. I want to see a moose.
I'll go play my druid and be.
Oh. Oh.
I mean, if there's
See,
like
I
a,
would.
here, how about this? If there's a cart I can drag, I will totally turn into a moose and just make moose noises the whole way.
I need
Oh.
to be a moose.
I would stop and play my druid character, but the only thing he's good for is turning into a worm.
Yeah. Stumble duck.
What?
Good
Oh,
old.
that's-
Brian, I've never
Stumbleduck.
told you about Stumble Duck.
That's a story for later. Let's
We
keep
will
going.
Oh
get
my
to Stumble
God.
Duck stories.
Yeah. Oh, I got a
Um,
million of them. You
Go
like
ahead.
him.
Yeah, it sounds
Either
like it. I love
Each
the
of you make me a strength check or athletics check, excuse me. Or one of you roll with advantage.
I will let Cito roll with advantage.
athletics check.
Yes.
Okay.
Again,
21.
Brian. Okay, there we go. Again, Brian looking for things.
Brian, if you're just rolling on D&D Beyond, if you right click, you can tell D&D Beyond to roll with advantage or disadvantage.
Impossible.
You can also save your favorite stat blocks for wild shapes.
Oh.
Oh, apparently that's possible.
All right,
Dick.
once this session ends, we're definitely gonna walk we'll walk Brian through.
What's D&D Beyond?
What's D&D?
Yeah,
Oh,
what's
man.
D&D?
We're saying
just
we're
wanted
going
to
in
analyze
here.
I
this
wanted to
whole
pretend to be a
time.
Kawaka.
D&D Beyond, you got your perfect warlock. Okay, sorry.
No, thanks for
you
the difficulty.
you guys collectively get all the pieces of Cretheus and start. I assume you're moving him to into one of the compartments in the cart.
Yeah.
Okay. You handily lift and move him into the cart itself.
The damage to him look natural, like elements damage, or does it look like this automaton was
Blue.
or otherwise damaged by some form of I'm gonna say magic, but basically like magic versus either falling or just wear and tear
Sure.
from being exposed.
Yeah.
Make an investigation check.
All right. 24.
Okay. With a 24, the majority of the damage on Cretheus clearly looks like it was from the fall. However, you do spot on his chest piece that there is evidence of like magical burns from something impacting him in the chest.
Oh.
You can deduce, sort of, because you've rolled a million, that the magical strike hit first, which then possibly launched him from the floating city, or from whatever it is that he fell from.
Yeah, we don't. Technically, we knew. Well, I don't really know what they mean by city. That's just so weird. But
As you're
mm,
doing all of this, Dermot is like putting all of the.
Hmm.
I'm guessing that like the main structure is not going to fit in one of these boxes.
It would take a little finagling, but you think you could possibly
I
fit him in.
Don't want to.
Okay.
How
You just have
big
to start
is
taking him apart. It's fine. No, I'm just kidding.
how big is the interior of the carriage?
The carriage itself comfortably seats 6. So
Okay.
as it is right now,
Yes.
you got Landon, and Bones can collapse himself and just be in somebody's pack or something. So you do have a spot available. Plus, I know you typically are on the roof, so
Right.
I was gonna say, why don't we? Do we have a tarp? Can we just put a tarp over him and put him on the roof?
No,
Suitcase.
what I really
Like, just to have it like
Like
really,
luggage.
really trashy looking. Just
what I
on this
really
beautiful
want to
carriage.
do is lay him out on, I assume it's, 2 benches that face each other. I would like to try and lay him out on one of those benches and take like a detailed deep dive. Like I essentially want to autopsy him without actually taking him apart.
Right.
Just very close, very careful, inch by inch physical inspection.
I will tell you, for the purposes that you're trying to do right now, the cart is not going to have a whole lot of room for that. If you were
Okay.
to go into the mansion, you have
Oh,
all
yeah.
the room in the world.
Right.
But unfortunately, for what you've already got in the cart right now in terms of your party, for what you're trying to do, I don't believe you're going to have the room to be able to do all that.
Can I pop the mansion on the inside of the carriage so that the mansion moves as we do as a group?
We put the mansion in the carriage like every night.
Yeah, but
It's
the
a
carriage
doorknob.
is stationary.
Stationary, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how long do you need? I feel like
As long as it takes for me to, maybe not mechanically, but I want to like take a 20 on this check. I
Why
want to
don't-
spend all damn day.
we'll do it. I mean, Cito can see his family, and we obviously need to probably figure out if we're going to be going to the Feywild, how that's going to happen now that we're close.
Are we
to
going to
take
be
maybe another quick look into it?
Yeah, I think it'd probably be a very good idea considering what we've seen since.
So are we done traveling for the day then?
But how
I-
far are we from Warincleft? I know we're just
You-
outside Singorn.
You are about half a day's travel,
We're close.
so you guys are real close.
Tomorrow.
So we could go first thing in the morning tomorrow to Orencleft,
Yeah, meet up with Jarko. Contact.
and then
Be gone.
that'll give us an evening to sort out any last things,
We do
especially
that.
since. So yeah, maybe we just park it here for the night. I mean, this looks like a safe spot, Zito. This.
Yeah.
One of the quakas does sort of gesture further in.
We should move
hmm
closer to the tree line. And then
Yeah.
There could be some spots where we can actually kind of go between some trees to give us some extra cover.
Yeah, that would be. I think it'd be good. Just, I don't know. It's been a lot.
I can move the cart.
Do you need some quokkas to hug you? I can tell them. It might.
That's okay. I think
The
I'd
moment you say, "Do you need quakas to hug you?" like 10
Well-
of them start coming through the woods, and Stella is like on edge,
They're really
looking
soft
as they
and
start
fluffy.
crawling
It's,
up.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. I'm not going to trade you.
You definitely, while can feel the quakas climb up and start like nuzzling your neck and like hugging and all that stuff.
Don't
You
bite them.
could feel Stella like freak out a little bit as they're like coming up and hugging Stella and like doing that too.
They're being nice. You be polite. Don't.
Stella's eyes are just wide with fear
so fluffy.
as one of the quakas just like hugs her close.
See, it's friends. These are friends. I think. Don't eat
They're
them,
friends.
please.
You do the
There.
eye better.
Your snow owl is allowing it, but only for the moment.
It's a little owl, not a snow owl.
Yeah, it's a little owl. This is a little Athena owl with the.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I mean, That was a lot of information today. I think I need to sit down with and write and put it together.
I'm legit waiting for Tina / Arthea to have a Marisha moment and be like, okay, hold on, and just pull out the board and be like, let's start from the beginning.
But it's just that not come up yet.
Yeah, it's all good. Well,
But I do
I
think
will
it'll be good.
yeah. I will say that here is a perfect time to end tonight's session. To everybody who tuned in to witness this hilarity, thank you so much. We love you. You guys are. I'm not getting choked up. My throat just rebelled for a hot second.
I'm not
You
getting
guys are
choked up. I'm
wonderful.
just choking.
I'm just.
She said.
We love you all. Saturday is our big Nerd House Extra Life Day. So
Yeah.
any support we can get, share the news with your friends. Anybody who is into D&D or wants to donate to a wonderful cause, direct them to us on Saturday. It's going to be super fun. All of our socials are going to have the donation link. It's going to be going through the chat pretty much the entire 25 hours. And yeah.
8 a.m.
but-
Central starts.
Yes.
First session.
Yes.
Yeah, my
So,
session.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Cobalt.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
kobolds.
goodness!
Good God.
Yeah, oops, all kobolds. Tiamat's tiny terrors and in Troubletown.
There you go.
Oh
I was
my
like,
gosh.
I had to memorize that shit to do the ad. Speaking of which, I got to do one
For
more.
a second, I almost said Tiny Tina's terrors. I'm like,
Steve,
no,
that's
that's the
awesome.
wrong IP.
Yeah, wrong one.
Wrong one. Thanks, Steve.
But
Oh, thanks.
regardless,
Yes.
we love you all. We will see you on Saturday, and
Yes.
everybody have a wonderful night.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Okay, bye.
Night.
I.
Bye.